2 attempts to launch the Space Launch System, SLS, have been scrubbed due to fuel line leaks. When will NASA make another attempt to launch? While the Space Launch System, SLS, is still on the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, engineers are now attempting to address the hydrogen leaks that have been occurring. However, there are a lot of other aspects that are always changing, and those factors govern when and how NASA would attempt to launch again. For instance, the rocket is equipped with a failsafe that will cause it to explode in the event that it deviates from its intended path. According to the regulations established by the United States Space Force, which is the component of the United States military that is in charge of safety at the launch pad, the batteries that power the system need to be replaced on a regular basis. If NASA does not get another extension on the lifespan of the batteries, it will have to wheel the SLS inside a facility at the Space Center in order to reset the batteries. This will be necessary since NASA has already been given one extension on the lifetime of the batteries. This is a time-consuming procedure that will add several weeks to the overall timeline. The fact that NASA can only launch the rocket on specified times adds another layer of difficulty to the logistics. These are confined by the physics of how to send a spaceship off of the revolving Earth, around the Moon, and back again while simultaneously meeting constraints such as making sure the capsule splashes down into the Pacific Ocean during daylight at the conclusion of its mission. In addition, NASA does not like to launch the SLS during the days around October 3rd, since this is the time when a commercial spacecraft is scheduled to transport 4 men to the International Space Station. All of this adds up to the next launch attempt most likely not happening until the middle of October at the earliest. NASA has, however, set aside the launch pad for the 23rd and 27th of September in the event that it is able to fix the hydrogen leak and reset the battery in time for those dates. There are scientific experiments on board the SLS. Will the delay play an important role? In order to examine potential biological and radiation hazards in deep space, NASA is now developing a new flight plan for 10 different small satellites and modules. Since their installation on the rocket, which occurred for some of them more than a year ago, 5 satellites' batteries have not been charged. In order for NASA to get to them, the rocket has to be disassembled. A prolonged delay in the launch might drain the satellites' batteries, making it impossible for some of them to complete their missions. The primary objective of Artemis I is to put the SLS rocket and lunar spacecraft through their paces during testing. The science plays a supporting role. Share with us in the comments section below your thoughts on the Artemis program, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.